And we're back with some more oxygen not included. And today, well, okay, to start off, we're going to maybe finish off a little bit more of this nuclear waste removal strategy. We've got a bunch of magma over here, and we're going to start the moving of it, and then we're going to let it finish in the background. Oh, we got a bunch of pitcher pumps over here. Then they get emptied into these bottle emptiers. Then the bottle emptiers immediately encase themselves in igneous rock. So, we've put in some thermium robo-miners. I've been advised in the comments that I should be using thermium robo-miners more in this, because it would have helped us dig out all the igneous rock that was lying around the place. Unfortunately, the robo-miners don't work on obsidian, but they definitely do work on the igneous rock, so we could have been using that to mine out some of the areas earlier. But this should allow us to start dumping in more magma, which will generate more heat. This is all the nuclear waste, though, that's left. I compressed all the nuclear... Well, I compressed everything back up by just blocking it in. It took a few hours, but once you've blocked everything back up to here, there should have been loads of nuclear waste. We put in all the nuclear waste that had been into our storage, so there was at least this much nuclear waste put in there, if not more. Yet somehow it seems to have disappeared. I assume there's during the phase changes, some of it was lost, or I'm not sure exactly, but there was definitely an awful lot more nuclear waste put in here, like several thousand tons. It's being magically deleted somewhere. Mildly unfortunate, but I suppose it has worked out quite well. I mean, it's cooled down this much igneous rock incredibly well. We are now up to at least, where was it? Ah, yes, we have access to 7,380 tons of igneous rock. There's only 6,330 tons on the map, but the rest of the 100 tons or so is crammed inside a rocket somewhere. We also have 847 tons of obsidian. That's, good, I suppose. Anyway, we're going to let this continue. So long as the duplicants here keep running back and forth, they should be able to pick up the magma. And we'll have to move the pumps around occasionally. I'll do that in the background and maybe dig out some of this to help it flow down more. But we'll leave this second blob of magma for later. And that third blob over there, that's going to have to be merged with this one. And I'll figure that out later as well. But this stuff here, I'm just going to take care of in the background with lots of pitcher pumps. For now, though, we need to load up our rocket and get everyone moving. We have a planet we want to strip mine. Where was it? Ah, yes, this one. We want to go over here and rip this whole place apart. So let's get our rocket crew on the move. I did get a bit distracted. I mean, this is sort of therapeutic. It's just weird. You come over here, you pick up the bottles of magma, and you go strip it out. And we've been slowly just demolishing this magma biome a bit at a time. The pitcher pump's slowly creeping across. We're sending our duplicants over here to mine out a few bits and bobs here and there, just to speed things along. But I think I really have to get moving. I've been spending hours here just moving magma about the place. This nuclear waste seems to be getting deleted as well. There's less and less nuclear waste in here all the time. So we found a way to delete nuclear waste. All it takes is a magma biome. True, it doesn't delete an awful amount of nuclear waste very quickly, but it is a good way to dispose of a lot of heat and a lot of nuclear waste. But it's okay. It's okay. We've got plenty more nuclear waste to add into the pile. Once that thing stops getting magma, we'll... Oh, actually, there was another thing. I was advised in the comments, these things don't mind what type of water you put in them. So I have been pumping in salt water for ages now, and they don't seem to care. You can just dump salt water directly into a nuclear reactor. It's a light salt water reactor now, it seems. Don't know what happens to the salt. There's ceramic down here, but there doesn't appear to be any salt. So, oh wait, there's some. It does occasionally drop out the salt then. Okay. Well, that's a good way to desalinate large quantities of water if you really wanted to. Sure, it'll take you a bunch of steam turbines to harvest it all, but it's a thing. All right, now where were we? Yeah. I'm going to load up the rockets and get everyone on their way now. This should just be a pretty quick planetary demolition. We're going to land this guy here, deconstruct. We got a second one on the way. What are you doing? Oh, damn it. I sent you down again on your sleep break? What is it with me and that? Quick change. It's now a wakey time. We'll fix your schedule in a minute now. Just deconstruct these Trailblazer modules and we can get ourselves a nice rocket ship and you can go have a sleep in your bed. And there's the gassy moos. We can farm them now for brackine, but I just don't see the point. Brackine is just not as useful as I thought it would be. And the other ones, Uzo's also asleep. How? We'll build ourselves the rocket platform, we'll put some stairs up to it, and we're gonna let Grumpy over there just start demolishing this planet. We're going to off-gas a little bit of bleachstone, not going to worry too much. Okay, you land here. We'll build the stairs after you land just so that we don't get any of the duplicants scorched out again. Yeah, you can take out that layer and that layer while you're at it. Yeah, man. Plan? Very simple. Demolish everything. Just cut it all up, stuff it into the rocket. We want everything stored up. Chlorine, we can dump into the background space. We don't need the chlorine, to be honest. Unless you want to start ranching gassy moves, which honestly, I do not want to start ranching gassy moves. It just seems like far more effort. It'd just be simpler to make crops and make the vegan variant of milk. Right, we have just about finished this planet. All we gotta do is take all of these resources and chuck them inside the rocket. What we're doing here is to squish everything to one side, and then we're gonna build a tower underneath it, push the resources up nice and high, and then, well, feed them into the rocket. We might not push them all the way up to the rocket capsule itself, but we'll get them close enough. It's a little bit micromanagey, but we're almost there. Come on, just, yep, there you go. Perfect. Now, a few more blocks, and then we can just build straight up. Might have to rip this out and then replace it. For now, I've been trying to keep the gases in here, which is why we've got a mechanized airlock, a large power transformer, and all that junk, just to make sure that the place stays nice and clean. While all of our duplicants do the fastest little tango back and forth as they possibly can. There's one. And where's the rest of it? There should be like a constant stream of them just coming out here, picking up the stuff and bringing it in. Now, there are other options for this. We could use conveyor loaders, all sorts of things, but honestly, they're just so much faster doing this. They can carry up to 1,800 kilos at a time. That's 1,840 kilos of granite. We would need a lot. I mean, an awful lot of conveyor loaders to make that any way faster at all. In fact, I don't think we could really come close. And it's more convenient. But we've managed to push it all the way up here. They're going to rip it all in there. Now, what I did when we were coring this out was I put in a double layer of igneous rock tiles just to keep the chlorine in. I wanted to actually keep that cold gas in here for now, because it'll flash freeze all of this igneous rock tiles. That way, when all of these guys die, they'll drop and leave meat behind, and the meat will freeze. Well, that's the theory. I suppose we could get rid of it now, and then they'll drop their meat down here, which would also freeze once it hits this chlorine. No. We'll leave it the way it is. I've also put in some insulated blocks here to make sure that any heat exhaust from this doesn't turn the place into an inferno. A little bit of the heat exhaust will grab there, so it's probably going to heat it up a bit, but I can live with that. Oh, and I should probably turn this off. What are we looking like? We got about 60 tons? Yeah, we got about 60 tons of nuclear waste in there. I think that's enough to refuel any rockets that stop by. How much we got in here? 70 tons, 50 tons. Oh, another 70 tons. Actually, you know what? Let it run a bit more. We have more than enough nuclear waste. Anyway, we also put in a double layer of igneous rock tiles here because it was kind of radioactive out there. Dupes were getting a little bit sick, and I didn't want to wall in across the top of the map. There's no meteors here. In fact, the only thing that falls out of the sky is gassy moos. So I'd prefer if the gassy moos got a little bit closer down. That's why we waited a bit until we walled down the lower sections. Then we just, well, did this. I should probably deconstruct some of those ladder segments, make this place a little bit cleaner. Well, I think we're finished here. We've literally grabbed everything they've got on offer. We might come back later and take the cap off this to let the chlorine evaporate into the background of space, but for now I think we're golden. We took everything except for, well, the carbon dioxide. Didn't want to carry that around in the rocket for some reason, was worried there would be problems. Anyway, with that finished, we can now head back to home base. There's a few things I'd like to take care of back there. One thing we would like to do... Oh, actually, I should open the doors so they can get in. You know what? We'll worry about that when they get back. Down at the bottom, we actually had to add in more nuclear waste because... Oh, damn it, this thing's clogged up again. This thing keeps getting clogged. I should probably put another robo-miner somewhere along there, but it's just I'm too lazy. We'll dig them all out and keep them going. These things have been reduced to a very low priority, but still... Nuclear waste in here keeps getting destroyed by whatever's happening. And down here, we have been successfully draining a lot of magma. This place used to be full of magma up to here, and it's slowly sort of draining down here at an angle. I assume at some point that will stop. We'll probably drain this out as well. I think we can drain this all pretty quickly. Just let's bring the team home and really dig into this. of that went mediocrely well, but we're still... Oh my god, the amount of magma that's in here is just crazy. We have 7,370 tons of igneous rock lying around the place now. Just double check. Oh, sorry. We have 9,076 tons of igneous rock lying around the place. Oh my god. This took far too long to do. I'm running out of time, unfortunately. It's just, this is a little bit of a slow going. Trying to get all this on the rocket is going to be an interesting challenge. We still have to cool it down, but I'm thinking for this section here, I was thinking infinite liquid storage, sort of similar to the rocket, as in a little bit of an infinite liquid storage like this, but for magma. And then once we've got it all stored up in a tiny little box, we then dump a bunch of nuclear fallout on it and see how quickly we can turn all of that magma all at once into, you know, below 500 degree magma. Shouldn't be that hard. Probably? Maybe? So the hard part will be draining all of that. I think we can get most of that into one location. There'll be some edge pieces, but that's always the case. And we'll have to come over here as well and drain that in. But I think we can get the two of those in there with only a little bit of difficulty. In the background, though, I'm going to do this. It's just, this takes too much time. I got to let this run overnight or something, maybe, to get this sorted out. We've had a minor complication on the resin planet, though it's doing quite well. There's 600,000 spare calories waiting there for the tree. So it's all deep frozen. Yeah, our deep freeze is still working fine. The weird thing is, though, is the resin. There is now 11.9 tons of resin right there, but it's gone solid. No more resin is collecting down here. It's because we changed the temperature on this low enough. It's actually causing the resin to freeze. So this resin pours down, and then 3, 2, frozen. So all of the resin that comes out of the tree gets frozen there. There's no chance of the planet flooding anymore. I probably should have thought of this in the first place. Just freeze the resin. We've got the power from up here. Oh, and this place is almost completely frozen down here because we chucked in some steam generators. It's incredibly slow, but it does the job. Alright, where were we? Yep, we still need to make a stop back for some niobium. 334 tons of the stuff. That feels wrong just leaving it there. And we have successfully cored out one more planet. I feel like this was a very productive day, but at the same time, I did not get a lot of footage out of this. Apologies, but it's just, it's the way the cookie crumbles. Alright, next up, we're going to compress all of this down into one blob. At the same time, we're also going to go to the last remaining planet we haven't visited yet. This one, the regolith planet. And we're going to strip mine this as well. What is that over there? Why is there neutronium up there? You know what? It doesn't matter. We'll find out when we get there. In the meantime, I'm going to go queue up some more magma extraction. I hope you enjoyed and good luck.